Hi, friends. Oh, I'm so glad to see you today. I hope that today is going well for you. It sure is a good day. I'm wondering, has it ever happened to you that you do something, maybe you're not even intending to, but you make a choice and you do something and then something bad happens and you feel kind of bad inside as a result? Sometimes that happens. We make choices. We do things and then that affects other things, and stuff we didn't even mean to have happen turns out to go on. And we wish we could take it back, but it's hard. Today's story is about a character who does that a lot. Maybe you know this character. His name is Curious George. I'm reading the story of Curious George today because my friend Brogan has a birthday, and he asked me if I would read one of his favorite books, and of course I want to do that. So I hope that Brogan has a happy birthday, and I hope that you like this story about the little monkey who makes lots and lots of bad choices, but somehow ends up having fun and coming through it okay. Curious George at the Aquarium. This story is by Margret and H.A. Ray. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George and the man with the yellow hat were visiting the aquarium. "George," said the man, "please wait here while I buy the tickets." George tried to wait, but he was so excited. What was inside? He wanted to look over the walls, but they were too high. Just then he heard a splash and whoosh. Water flew high into the air and people cheered. What could that be? George was curious. He hopped over the gate into the aquarium. How surprised he was. Swimming right in front of George were two beluga whales. The mother and baby beluga swam right past him. Not far away was a family of sea lions diving and splashing. What fun! George noticed people walking toward a big door. Could there be more to see? He followed the crowd. Now where was he? It was darker inside, and there were fish everywhere. George did not know where to look first. In one tank, there were sharp-toothed piranhas. In another tank, there were seahorses. And in another tank was a large red octopus. George saw a group of children across the room. An aquarium staff member was pointing to different sea creatures. This is a starfish, this is a clam, and this is an urchin. And nearby was a long, low, colorful tank. It was perfect for touching. Except, can you read what that sign says? That sign says, "Do not touch." George was curious. As he reached his hand into the water, a large crab came scuttling out from under a rock and right towards his finger. Snap! Ouch! Poor George. He did not like this exhibit. George slipped out a door into the sunlight. But oh, what was going on here? George saw a fat, funny-looking black and white fish flying under the water. As he watched, they flew up out of the water. What kind of fish does that, and where did they go? George wondered. Uh-oh. George climbed up and into their exhibit. They were not fish at all, but penguins, of course. George hopped like a penguin, flapped his wings like a penguin, and waddled like a penguin. A crowd gathered and laughed. But when he slid on his belly like a penguin, the aquarium staff stopped by to check on the penguins. A monkey in the penguin exhibit? George opened a door to escape, but instead, all the penguins ran out. Penguins, penguins everywhere. The staff was angry at George. How could they catch all of the penguins? In all the excitement, nobody noticed the penguin chick falling into the water. Nobody but George. The baby penguin hadn't learned to swim yet. As only a monkey can, George scaled the rope hanging over the beluga tank and swung over the water, saving the chick. The director of the aquarium and the man with the yellow hat heard the commotion, and they came running. "That monkey helped save the baby penguin," said a boy in a crowd. "No one else could have saved him," said a girl. The director thanked George for his help and made him an honorary staff member of the aquarium. George said goodbye to his new penguin friends. He could not wait to come back to the aquarium and visit them again. Well, that's the story of Curious George and his trip to the aquarium. And it seems like things worked out all right in the end, even though George made some pretty bad choices. If you're like me and you live in or near Pittsburgh, maybe you already know that we have an aquarium close to us. It's at the zoo. It's one of my favorite places. I've never gone into the penguin exhibit, but I sure love watching them. And I see the piranhas and the crabs and the sharks. I hope you get a chance to see something wonderful today, and that you're able to spend time with people who love you and think you're special. I sure do think you're very special. I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow with another story. Goodbye now.